All right, I am here with the 2E's Kyle Moore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You have really gone through it.
Yeah.
The whole roller coaster of
The whole
BBCAN.
BBCAN roller coaster.
Now, a year ago, you were just minding your own business, doing your thing.
Just kicking my feet up.
Right? You wake up one day, your notifications are blown up. Everyone mistakes you for the Kyle Moore who played last year.
Yes. Yeah.
And suddenly you were thrown into this incredible world, fandom, all of it, of Big Brother Canada, and here you are having played.
Yeah.
Like, what is going through your head?
It's weird. It's you know, this has been like it's been a whole year that this has been on my radar. You know, this has been something that I've been like working towards for a year. So to say that it's like now, you know, we're kind of moving into those end stages where I'm out of the house, I'm going to integrate back to my normal life and everything, and you know, it's just surreal to think that like this, that it, you know, I actually got the chance to play this game, that because some random person from Alberta had the same name as me, that I got to go through all of this. Like I'm just incredibly grateful for the opportunity. Like it's just, I just couldn't imagine that it actually, you know, that this would actually happen. So
well, no one could. No one could.
No.
I mean, if it was in a story, you'd be like, I don't believe it.
Exactly.
Now, I know you love the game. I know you love Big
Adore,
Brother.
yes, very much so.
Is it possible that you were trying so hard to become iconic that you ended up iconic for all the wrong reasons?
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it. It was one of those things because of the fact that I came into this game thinking I knew so much. Like this, as I said, this has been like the last year of my life has been dedicated to this game in one way or another. So I think that I got kind of like lost in the BBCAN world. It was one of those things that I didn't take into account all of the strengths that I have outside of the game that I could have brought inside. I didn't think through situations. I didn't communicate with the people that I had around me. Instead, I just kind of thought, you know, I know this game. I know how these dynamics work. I've seen this a million times before, and I really did want to be a big player in this game. That was when you love something, you should strive to be the best at it, and so that's what I tried to do. But yeah, I do definitely think that I got my own way more than once with that mindset for sure. Yeah.
Now, how do you express to somebody who thinks they know all there is to know about the game that it is so much harder than it looks? How do you express that?
I think express it is tough. I really truly think that like the only way that you could ever understand it is actually by walking through these doors and then eventually walking back out of them. It is a game where you only see what you only see what you're supposed to see from a fan standpoint. You know, you're only given so much. But when that's your life, when that becomes your world, when you have no support systems, you have no contact to the outside world, nothing, like it truly becomes everything. And when it becomes everything, the stakes become higher, the decisions become more intense.
Well, speaking of those decisions, let's talk about this HOH, because
please.
Going into the HOH, Kyle, you were one of the most insulated players in that house. And sometimes power does things to people. What happened with your HOH?
I think, so coming into the game, I over-aligned myself with the house because that's just kind of like the person that I am outside, where I really wanted to get to know everybody. It was that idea where you just offhandedly, it's, oh, you're good with me? Oh, yeah, I'm good with you too, kind of thing. And I found myself, once I was in that position of power, I had to kind of put in a ranking where I saw all of these relationships and which relationships I thought I could trust the most, which relationships I thought I could trust the least. I think this idea that I went drunk with power, I think it's a little bit silly. I think I definitely do think that having the power was one of those things where I made some rash decisions, but I think that I just tried to listen to a choice few voices. I tried to kind of quiet the noise. There's a lot going on in that house, so I tried to focus in on the few people who I thought I could trust the most, and it led me to kind of making some ill-informed decisions that,
I'll tell you what I think from my perspective. Is I think two things happen. One is you feel yourself a little bit when you're the HOH, right? You get in your bed, you got your own bedroom, you got your bed, you know what I mean? People are coming to, everyone's coming to you, and you'd already established quite a few relationships and alliances. But the other thing I think happened is that you actually did want to please too many people.
Yes,
absolutely. So I don't think you can, blame your ultimate decisions on other people, even if they were giving you bad counsel.
Right.
But I do think it was because you wanted to be you wanted to do all the things all at once, and then the tides turned really quickly.
Yeah, I think that there's something to be said about trying to win the game in week 3.
Yeah.
I think that this was an opportunity for me to kind of set myself up later game. When I won the HOH, John Party gave me the advice: a marathon, not a sprint. I've been saying that for for months leading up.
And then you got in there.
And then I got in there,
Forget
and then
it.
everything changes, right?
Everything.
Of course, and it did. It's like my decision making got cloudy, and I truly tried to make a decision that would set me up for the rest of the game, and if everything had played out perfectly, then blah, blah, blah. But it came back to bite me pretty hard, obviously. So.
Well, listen, a bit of humility is extremely good for the soul and for your own character. So I feel like going forward, I think there are many lessons you have learned here in a very short amount of time.
Of course.
So I think that is something you can hang on to. Tell me about Gino's game in there. What does he need to do?
Gino's playing a really great game. I think the fact that he put me up, I think the fact that he was integral in sending me out the door, that's huge. I had a massive target on my back in the house. People didn't want to play with me, and that was hurting Gino's game. Gino showed through this move that he's playing his own game, that he is there to not try to ride any coattails, like he's trying to blaze his own path. I think he's a smart guy, really smart, strategic guy.
And he still might be a target, whether you're there or not.
And I kind of let him know that. We had that conversation. But I think that Gino's game is one that, he's not going to be somebody who kind of lurks their way through the shadows. He's not going to find himself falling into a final 6. He is going to have to be somebody who carries the people around him a little bit to those places. And he'll always have a target on his back because of how he looks, how he competes, and just how smart he's shown to be. Yeah.
What about Josh? He was someone who was in one of your major alliances. You eventually tried to backdoor him. You got backdoored yourself. What do you think his chances are? You pointed him out as maybe a winner pick.
Love him. I think as a human being, Josh is fantastic, but I think as a Big Brother player, he might be even better. He's just he just has the entire house. The entire house loves him. And so I kind of saw, when I had the opportunity to kill the momentum that I saw that Josh had, I was like, if I had the chance to take out Deshaun in week 3 last year, I would have taken that shot. But it truly was way too soon. It gave people, this house, as stressful as it is, it's almost like wading into a wave pool where there's, things happening. It's crazy, but you still have to wade in.
You do,
can't just
and
jump in
listen,
the deep
everyone
end.
could be lying to you. The problem is some people are able to suss out who's lying, who's telling the truth, and that social awareness, which I think is, when you watch it back, you're going to go, okay, I didn't see that sign. Okay, I didn't see that sign.
Definitely.
It's much clearer to everybody at home, for sure.
Definitely.
Now, you gave a bunch of winner picks, possible winner picks, but who do you want to win? Who are you rooting for?
If I was to pick one of the 4 that I said, I'll be honest with you, Josh.
Dr. Josh to you.
No, really?
Oh
my gosh! That guy's a doctor too? You're kidding me! Oh my gosh! How many boxes does this guy check?
Okay.
So full-on marine biologist?
No, he is a doctor. He's a pediatrician training. He's a let me say it properly. He's a pediatric resident.
Wow. There you are, eh?
There you go. Now, okay, there was an HOH tonight.
Yes.
So let me hear your guess. Who do you think won?
Based on who was playing, where the dynamics are right now, give me Josh.
Okay, it's not Josh.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one more guess.
Jess?
You are correct.
No way.
You are correct about something.
Once.
Kyle, thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you for playing this game with us. Listen, I love getting all the juicy house guest details. Speaking of juicy, make sure you head on over to Wendy's to grab a Dave's single, a quarter pound of juicy, fresh, never frozen beef. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kyle, for your time.
I appreciate it so much.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
That was fun.
That was good.
That was fun.